Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Fallout 76 Weapons Spotlight, where today we're going to do something really interesting and take a look at a plain old, non-legendary Fixer. That's right, no special legendary effects other than the unique effects that are built into the Fixer itself. I think it's going to be interesting to take a look at it without those effects, just to see what we can do with it as a stealth commando build. And we're going to run it as a full health stealth commando build as well. Remember, if you like videos like this and you want to see more, do go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. You can also follow me on Twitter for all my channel updates. And without further ado, let's get things moving along here. As always in my weapon spotlights, what I do first is go through my build. So for those of you who are already familiar with the build and you just want to get into the testing, I've included timestamps in the video to make it easy for you to skip ahead. But for those of you who want the information, here it comes. Let's start off by taking a look at the weapon itself. And here it is, a plain old non-legendary Fixer. And you can see that we've got two effects that are built into the weapon. The first one is improved stealth. That's basically the equivalent of a piece of armor with harder to detect while sneaking on it. So a little bit of a sneak buff there. And then the other one you see is faster movement speed when you're sneaking, which if you are not mutated, if you don't have the speed demon mutation, then you would notice that you do move a little faster when you're sneaking. But when you do have that mutation, I don't know if it's a case of diminishing returns or that they just don't stack, but there's really no noticeable difference there. So it's not nothing. In the right circumstances for the right player, you do get something out of it. But for most high-level players, you're going to look past that. Now, the other benefit you have to the Fixer that isn't mentioned here is that it's basically a combat rifle with a 20% base damage buff. So it's doing more damage than a combat rifle would, despite the fact that it looks like one and uses all the same mods as one. As for mods on this weapon, we've got the powerful automatic receiver, which is going to give us the most damage possible aside from a prime receiver, but does not require us to go through the hassle of making ultrasight ammo. The aligned long barrel is going to give us better hipfire accuracy and better VATS AP cost. Precise stock is also going to help us with hipfire accuracy, but it also gives us a much bigger condition bar. So you could go with an aligned stock here that's probably technically better, but I've done both, and in all honesty, I don't really notice a difference between them, so I'll take the longer condition bar. We've got a stinging magazine to balance armor penetration and ammo capacity. We've got a reflex sight to, again, reduce VATS AP cost. And then, of course, we have our suppressor to keep us nice and quiet so we can stay in stealth and get those sneak attack multipliers. Next up, we can take a look at mutations. So this is normally my bloodied stealth commando. Of course, today we're going to run at full health. So bear that in mind. But as we can see, we've got adrenal reaction, which is going to give us more weapon damage at low health. We're not going to go out of our way necessarily to keep our health at 100%, but we will be running full health today, so that's not going to have a huge impact. We've got bird bones and marsupial, so we can jump high and land softly. Bird bones is also going to increase our agility, which is going to give us more AP and make it easier to sneak. Carnivore, so meat is more beneficial. Chameleon, which is completely useless in every way. Eagle eyes for better perception and better critical damage. Egghead for more intelligence, which yields more XP. Healing factor to heal up in between fights. Scaly skin for some more damage and energy resistance. Speed demon for faster movement speed, faster reload speed. And this character has talons, which is obviously not going to be useful today. We're also running Class Freak maxed out, so all of those negative effects are greatly diminished. Disregard some of what you see there on the negatives. There's been a visual bug there for months now. It's not actually affecting us the way that it says it is, but, you know, going back and forth and swapping that card in and out, who can be bothered? So it's there, it's like that. Let's move along and let's take a look at what legendary perks we're running today. So to start us off today, we've got Ammo Factory. Of course, that's my favorite. Maxing that out lets us make 150% more rounds of ammo when we craft. That means less farming, less grinding for materials for me, which makes me very, very happy. I don't enjoy doing those things. After that, we've got 1 point in Legendary Intelligence. Not going to be a huge benefit to the build today. I do that so that I can run Gunsmith and Demolition Expert at the same time. This is not an explosive weapon, so not getting a lot of mileage out of that today, but that's okay. Third up, we've got Legendary Charisma, which lets me take more Charisma perks. Unfortunately, does not let me share more Charisma perks, so don't do this how I did it. Make sure that, if you want more Charisma, just put more points in it in the build and use a different Legendary Special perk to max something else out. Follow through after that is important for us today. This is going to make our enemies take more damage after we land a successful sneak attack. On really squishy stuff, we're probably not going to notice that, but on bigger, tankier enemies, we'll definitely take advantage of it. Finally, we round things out with Legendary Endurance and Legendary Luck. Legendary Endurance, of course, lets us take more Endurance perks, and Legendary Luck lets me take more Luck perks. It's pretty straightforward stuff. The big advantage to taking Luck there is that I can use more VATS critical perks, so that I get more chances at VATS criticals, which means more guaranteed shots and more high damage shots. Moving right along, we can take a look at our special build. And normally, bear in mind, normally I am a bloodied stealth commando, so I've made a couple of changes here to accommodate running at full health today. So this is not perfect, but I think it's going to get the job done. We've got 2 points in strength where we're using Bandolier to reduce our ammo weight. Under perception, we've got Ground Pounder and Tank Killer maxed out. We've got 1 point in concentrated fire so that we can target limbs and weak points. And then we've got the commando perks almost entirely maxed out. I'm sacrificing 1 point of those so that I can have Ground Pounder and Tank Killer both maxed out. Endurance, we've got Radical, which normally gives me more strength when my rads are high. Not going to be a factor today. Revenant, which gives me a damage boost if I get revived by another player, or if I use one of the numerous perks that does that. But again, not really going to be a factor today. Under Charisma, we've got 3 points in Tenderizer, so our enemies take more damage after we attack. And I've got 4 points in Lone Wanderer because I'm going to run solo today. That's going to help me take less damage if I do get attacked, and it's going to help my AP regeneration. Under Intelligence, we've got Gunsmith and Demolition Expert maxed out. Honestly, neither of those are doing a whole lot for us today. This weapon, the degradation on it is not so bad, so Gunsmith isn't truly vital. Demolition Expert only matters if it's explosive, and in this case, it's not. Under Agility, we've got Covert Operative so that our sneak attacks do more damage. We've got Sneak so that we stay nice and stealthy, remember. No low health, so no unyielding armor benefits today, so we need that. Escape Artist, so if we do get detected, we can run away and get to safety. Gun Fu to automatically swap between targets, which also does a little extra damage. And Adrenaline so that we stack more damage the more enemies we kill in relatively quick succession. You don't need to kill them like right on top of each other. It lasts for 30 seconds per kill. So you don't have to be attacking just one big group for Adrenaline to work. Like if you're doing it throughout the Whitespring Golf Club, you're cool. It'll work. Luck, we've got 15 points in Luck, and this is where things got a little messy because normally I run Serendipity to avoid damage at low health. Today we're not at low health. I didn't really have anything else super useful to put on there, and I didn't have any other level ups ready to go, so I threw a point of Quick Hands and a point of Ricochet in there just because. But here we've got Bloody Mess for some extra damage, Class Freak and Starch Genes so we can keep our mutations and reduce their negative effects, and kind of a hodgepodge of VATS critical related perks that the idea there is they give me more chances at VATS criticals rather than making those criticals more powerful. All right, we get the point. Let's finish up a couple of things here. We're going to eat some food, charred Scorchbeast liver. Why not? We'll give ourselves a little extra health. Start this run at the Whitespring Golf Club. We're going to sneak inside and see what happens here. So we'll go ahead and target some heads and 2 shots. So yeah, ghouls are pretty squishy. Let's be honest with ourselves here. You're going to do okay against ghouls with pretty much any weapon that you're built for. So this shouldn't really be a surprise, but coming through here with any full health build and any legendary fixer, our 75s in general were 2 shots. Our 60s were 1. So far we haven't really lost anything. Let's keep going here, and so far so good. We're nice and stealthy. It's a little oddly framey in here today. A little jittery, but I guess we'll just have to live with that. And there you go. See what happens with some hip fire action there. 2 shots again. I think this is pretty obvious what's happening here. Your non-legendary Fixer, guess what, is still a really good weapon. And the reason for that isn't so much because the weapon is so great, although it is. It's really just the power of the Stealth Commando build. There's a lot of power in this build, especially for just general farming and fooling around in the game. It does a lot of damage, so it's very efficient, very ammo efficient, very time efficient. And you can see it in action here where we don't even have any real legendary effects on the weapon. Head over into the pro shop. And so far, even without that unyielding armor, we haven't been detected, which is good. That was my big concern coming through here, but even at full health, with the sneak perk maxed out and high agility, you should be okay. You shouldn't really have to worry too much about getting detected. Couple guys here laying down. And you can see the VATS hit chance is a little lower than it sometimes is when we run a plus 33% VATS hit chance weapon. And here is hopefully follow through kicking in. Maybe. I don't know. That perk is so weird. But there we go. And the indoors is clear. Let's head on outside. See if there's any ghouls to clean up out here. And there's usually 1 or 2. It's just, there we go. I see you over there. We'll take care of you. Look at that, 1 shot. We'll take it. And anybody else? Nope. Let's head over to the deep. All right, and we're on the catwalk to Kami Land. Let's go head in here, and I've already looted that. And of course, we start out with a few liberators. Nothing we can't handle. Little VATS critical 1-shot action there. And we want to try to stay hidden, try to stay nice and quiet. So far, that hasn't been a problem. And there we go. And you can see with some of these shots, I would love it if follow-through activated a little quicker. What was that on this guy's head? That was odd. Anyway, I digress. Let's resume killing liberators. And I think we're clear. No, I think I hear 1 more. Oh, and we're detected. Let's get out of the way here. And this is Escape Artist in action. We just go ahead and get out of the way, crouch, and we should start seeing our sneak meter expand. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Then we'll get back into caution and we'll be okay. So sometimes it takes 30 seconds or so. Sometimes it's instant. So now we're good. We're moving back towards hidden, and we've got a soldier right there. Okay, so make sure we take care of business with him and not get detected again. Let's go ahead through here. Do we have all the liberators taken out? I think we do at this point. Nope, we've got 1 more. 1 more. Come on. There you go. I knew you could do it. Okay. Make our way down the catwalk, and the commie that's usually down the catwalk is already dead because he came chasing us. And here we see some range. Can we hit from here? We can. There we go. And these soldiers do seem to take outsized damage compared to what you would think they would take, especially at that kind of range. But I'll take what we can get. We can see how this weapon works. And again, there was no missile sniper upstairs, so we're going to go ahead and head around back. And of course, we'll have 2 commies back here, 1 soldier. Let's see what happens with a headshot. And 317, okay. And 487, there's follow through. So if you wait a little bit, then, give it a little pause, then you can see that process. Okay, and VATS hit chance is bad from the back there because of the power armor. So we'll head around front, 1 shot, 2 shots. There we go, there's follow through kicking in. And we're good with him. Let's head on inside. And this time I am running on a public world, so this place is weird on public worlds. Sometimes there's things to kill in here, sometimes there's not. Let's see. So far, this looks like it's going to be a quiet visit indoors. But we'll take a quick trip up the stairs and see if anybody's hanging out here. There's usually at least the power armor commander. There he is. See if we can line up a better angle. We got a critical, that'll work. And there we go. So you could see there again, follow through took a couple of shots to work, but eventually we got it. And it looks like this place is clear, so let's head over to Solomon's Pond and take out the Behemoth. And here we're definitely going to try to take advantage of follow through. This is a big tanky enemy, so we should be able to do that pretty easily. We'll just make our way down the path to the pond. And I prefer it if he actually wakes up and starts moving first, because I feel like there's some weird things with his animation, but looks like we're not getting that today. So we landed some sneak attacks, and there we go. Took a couple of shots, but follow through finally kicked in. So he should be taking extra damage now. And we're taking it slow. Okay, there we go. So we're doing all right. 296, 296. Some of these I think aren't registering. Oh, I see why. There was a Scorchbeast in the distance. Okay, that messed it up. That messed up the sneak stuff. Probably aggroed him to that Scorchbeast. That's no fun. Either way, we handled him efficiently. Let's head up to the Fissure site where we can take on a Scorchbeast and some Scorched in a little bit more of a controlled environment than what we have here. And here we go. And looks like we've got a legendary Scorchbeast. And I'm not even sneaking. Let's get back into stealth. Land a few hits on this guy, and Vats didn't seem to want to do anything there. Is it me, or is... I don't know. Maybe it feels like we're a little weaker than I expect here. I heard a... what's that in the distance? I see something... Is that a Sheepsquatch? I think that might be a Sheepsquatch. Okay. That explains why it's taken so many shots to kill these things. So... Here is an inconvenient but good example of why stealth matters and how it works. Because these enemies are aggroed to that Scorchbeast that's, or not the Scorchbeast, the Sheepsquatch that is off in the distance there, and you can see him way out there. Because of that, all of these enemies that are aligned with the Scorchbeast are aggroed to that Sheepsquatch. So what that means is, despite the fact that the game's going to tell us we're getting sneak attacks, the damage isn't actually counting. So if we want to do that, we've got to get rid of this enemy, or get rid of all the other enemies and then take out the Sheepsquatch. So this is going to be interesting here, fighting off, so you can see between range, sneak attack damage not actually counting, and Vats being as reliable as ever, we're not getting a lot of damage in on this Scorchbeast. So much for this being a controlled environment, right? And what happened? Did the Sheepsquatch move up here that quickly? Well, hey, you know what? It's not a controlled environment, but we don't get Sheepsquatches every day. So let's take advantage of this while we have one and get a little bit of an exciting fight. And you can see here that we're not doing tons of damage, but we are doing a little bit. Maybe getting out of Vats helps, because it's just so unreliable when you're counting on it for big things. And we've got some poison taking us down. We don't want that. So this is kind of cool. A little unpredictable action here. And I think I heard the Scorchbeast land. That would be helpful. That's a great shot right there. I like that. Maybe we need to just take out the, maybe we just need to take out the Squatch and be done with it. See if we can get him down to regeneration. There we go. Level 100 Sheepsquatch. And stay out of the way so we don't get detected. Remember, we don't have unyielding armor. It's probably going to be easier to take him out with no stealth benefits than to take out the Scorchbeast at this point, because the Scorchbeast is flying again. So let's see what we can do here. And yeah, let's just get to some distance here so we're not right under his nose. And those are missiles. Where did missiles come from? What in the world is happening here? Everything I know and I'm familiar with is not happening. All right, let's take out your wings. Maybe you'll land. Where are missiles coming from here? Okay, we'll, there must be another enemy here somewhere. Well, this is interesting. So we've got a three-way battle between a Scorchbeast, a Sheepsquatch, and another enemy that we haven't seen yet. So, our stealth is dead. But, yeah, so you can see how much of a struggle you have with this weapon if you're not sneaking. This effectively shows you that. Now, fortunately, I'm still in caution, so they're not right on top of me, decimating me, but you can see how reduced the damage is. Even though the numbers say it's pretty good, it's just not. So, yeah, we get the point of that. All right, Mr. Sheepsquatch, I do like watching you there on that rock. I think that's awesome. But one of you is going to need to die. Let's see if we can maybe cripple some of your limbs. Maybe I'm just toying with him at this point. I mean, even without stealth, if I just decided to lay into him, he would be dead pretty quick. But I'm having a little bit of fun here, and I hear more gunshots. What else do we have here? I want to see, super mutants. Okay. Well, that'll save us a trip to Huntersville. Okay, so there we go. Super mutants, and again, we don't have the stealth benefit, so you can see, or we don't have the sneak attack multiplier benefit, rather. But, that one we might have actually gotten it. He might have been far enough away that, that he wasn't aggroed to something. But you would think he would be. Yeah, no, we're definitely not getting sneak attack damage there. But you can see, still highly effective, and if we were getting sneak attack damage, those damage numbers would have been right. Okay, so I think we've got all the super mutants cleared out. So that's one faction gone. Let's see what we can do next. We've got, okay, both legendary enemies have mutated. And one of you just needs to die at this point, and I think, Mr. Sheepsquatch, it's gonna be you. Sorry about your luck, but it's gonna be you. So you can see there, once I decided to finally lay into him, it was no big deal. Grab the loot off that corpse, and now we'll go ahead and take out the Scorchbeast. And you see how easy that was once there was nothing else aggroed, and we got our sneak multipliers back. So night and day difference for anyone that's ever doubted that that was the case. And with that extended battle out of the way, I think we get the point of this weapon and how effective it can be, especially in stealth. So let's go ahead and talk conclusions. First question, the big question as always is the Fissure good? Yes, the Fissure is very good. It's one of the best weapons in the game. Next question is, how much does not having legendary effects on it hurt it? And my answer there is, honestly, not that much. Sure, if we have some legendary effects on there, it's going to make it better. It's going to help it do more damage. It's going to help it do better in VATS. It's going to help it fire faster. All those things are true, but they're definitely icing on the cake. And what you can see is this was a very powerful weapon the whole way through our run. We took out a Behemoth efficiently, even without stealth. Once we decided to actually just lay into that Sheepsquatch, he went down easily, no problem. And then when we got our stealth back and took out that Scorchbeast, few shots, done. So we had some fun toying with him and bouncing around there, but ultimately, the weapon was very effective. Whether you're running a Fissure, a combat rifle, a handmade, an assault rifle, really any automatic rifle with a halfway decent stealth commando build in Fallout 76 is going to be very good. If you can run it at low health, it'll be even better. If you can put some legendary effects on top of all that, it'll be even better. And I think that's kind of what we experienced today. This weapon did just fine. Our build, imperfect as it might be, did just fine, even with all the monkey wrenches the game threw at us today. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring this one to a close. Remember, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, do go ahead and subscribe. hit the like button, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter for all the other channel-related updates, and I do hope I see you next time. Until then, I'm Fisty McRib.